Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Project Civic Si, and as the title of the video exclaims, I got new wheels for this car. Actually, I got two sets of wheels for this car, one for the road and one for the track, so let's jump into it. So, the installation of the big brake kit means I need to get new wheels. As you've noticed in the previous videos, I've been running the stock Civic Si wheels on track, and those didn't clear these. I would have needed at least a 1-inch spacer. And just for your information, I've been running a cheap set of Rotas as daily wheels, and those also didn't fit without a 1-inch spacer. So I had to get new wheels for the street and new wheels for the track. Now, if there's one thing I'm very good at, I'm not very good at many things, it's buying cheap wheels. So those Rotas I was running as daily wheels, I picked those up for 120 bucks. But since those didn't fit, I sold them for 250 bucks, and then I had some spare cash and I picked up these. These are a set of TSW Venom wheels. They're 17x8 with a plus 40 offset. I picked them up with tires for 100 bucks. Now, I'm not entirely sold on the looks yet. I think from certain angles they look really cool, and other angles not so much. But crucially, they do clear the big brakes, and so they should make good daily wheels. Now, of course, this is a track build, so the daily wheels are nice and everything, but you want to see my new track setup since the stock wheels clearly do not fit over these brakes. Well, check them out.
Wow.
Alright, so let's start with the wheels back here since this is the pair I picked up first. My rear wheel fitment is a pair of Enkei RPF1 17x8 with a plus 35 offset. Pretty proud of this deal. I found a race shop that was closing, and among the things they had left over at their shop, they had a pair of these RPF1 wheels. These were display wheels, which means they were never put on a car. They are effectively brand new. They had them in the showroom as display units. So one of them actually came brand new in box, and the other one was open, but still kind of just propped up on the box, brand new. I offered the guy $150 for the pair, and he said yes. That's a great come up. Should be a great rear fitment. Shouldn't really need to do a fender roll or anything. Kind of a perfect fitment. Looks great to me. These wheels are super light. As you know, RPF1s are kind of ubiquitous in the track scene. The 17x8 wheels weigh 15.6 pounds. Let's go check out the front. Okay, pretty pleased about these. These are a wheel I've always liked. This is a pair of Wedssport TC105N. Now, originally, when I was going to move on to wider wheels, I was thinking about running like a 17x8 in the back, like what I've got back there, and running like a 17x9 in the front, get that good front wheel drive stagger for maximum performance. But again, this is a deal I couldn't pass up on. I picked up these pair of wheels from a guy off Craigslist. Now, when I found them, the ad had been up for like 30 days or something, and that usually goes one of two ways. Either the wheels are sold by the time you contact the guy, or if they're not sold, they're ready to wheel and deal and kind of negotiate in the price. And in my case, it was the latter. The guy's out in Fontana, which is quite a drive, but he was able to kind of negotiate with me. These wheels are in super good shape. They have a tiny bit of curb rash on them. It's very much not visible unless you're right up on them. They look great. Even the barrels are super clean in the pictures, which is pretty rare, and they were in the original boxes. But I offered the guy 300 bucks for the pair, and he said yes. Obviously, that's a great come up. Pretty excited about that. And that pretty much makes up for the fact they're not like a 17x9 or a super aggressive front wheel fitment. These TC105Ns I think are a really cool wheel. They weigh just 14.9 pounds, so they're super duper light. Now, for perspective, the stock Civic Si wheels weigh in at just over 23 pounds. So you kind of average out between the RPF1s and these guys, you're saving almost 8 pounds of weight per corner, about almost 32 pounds total on the car. And that is rotational mass. That is mass that has to be turned and powered by the car. So the less rotational mass you have, obviously the bigger dividends you are feeling. Supposedly, someone else's math, not my own, every 10 pounds of rotational mass you save on a car is equivalent to feeling like 100 pounds removed off the body of the car. I'm not sure I necessarily believe that, but hey, fingers crossed, right? Okay, now the thing we need to talk about before we kind of wrap this episode up is tires. Now before, if you saw in the last video, I was on the Federal RSRR tires, which actually proved to be quite fun on the track. I was going to transfer them over to these wheels, but I ran into a snag. When I showed up at the tire shop, I found out that one of the Federals actually developed a split in the sidewall. It was still holding air, but I didn't think that was very safe for the racetrack, so I put them in my backyard for now. I might use them as drift burners. I might sell them in the future for really cheap, because the other three are still good. Not quite sure yet, kind of gonna figure that out. So I went back and grabbed the Falcons. These are a set of Falcon Zenith RT 615K And there are the wheels, or the tires I started this build on all the way back in episode 1. Less sticky than the Federal, but they last a long time and they're very, very cheap. So that's the tire setup I'm on right now. They are 215/45/17. So on an 8-inch wheel, they have just a tiny bit of performance stretch. I've tested on previous cars. I think this will actually improve the feeling and response to the car. Having a slightly tighter sidewall should kind of make the car feel more sharp and agile on turn-in. It should also help tire wear on the shoulders because it's kind of more taut, less kind of bubbled out. Additionally, in terms of handling, this obviously has a much more aggressive track width than the stock wheels. The wheels are wider and the lower offset means they're pushed way out compared to the stock wheels, so that should definitely help the handling and stability of the car. Alright, that's all I've got for this episode of Project Civic Si. Sorry the video got dark on me, but that's kind of what happens when you work a day job and have to come back at night and film these episodes. Drop a comment down below, tell me what you think about these wheels. I'm pretty stoked on this setup for 450 bucks all in, super cheap. I think it looks great. I think the kind of staggered setup with the TC105s in the front and RPF1s in the back, I think it looks cool, very purposeful. And yeah, that's all I got for this episode, so stay tuned for the next one where I go do more fun things with cars. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.